The introduction of an e-filing system speeds up investigations by the Financial Intelligence Unit. The use of ICT expected to boost productivity within the public service, and supermarket customers exhale as they are reassured their food items purchased locally are not contaminated. I am Idona John Baptist with the Channel 5 News. Details coming up. This is Channel 5 News. First up, there is an effort to expedite the response time it takes to investigate financial crimes from the reports of suspicious transactions records. The Financial Intelligence Unit's hand is now strengthened to investigate these reports with the introduction of an e-filing system. This will enable people to log on to www.fiu.gov.dm and submit suspicious transactions records on a person or company engaged in suspicious activities. This complements an application developed by the ICT unit.
For us, what we have seen is that the amount of downtime, the amount of backlog of STRs that had to be entered in the system that has been reduced significantly. Because right now, upon receipt of these reports, there is a separate system that we have at the office that take the information from this data file and uploads it automatically within our analytical software that we use at the office, creating links and link charts, link association timeline charts as well, that allows us to do a more in-depth analysis of the information that has been submitted. You can well imagine if you have data or information on multiple sources of information, disparate sources of information, and they're all in paper form, and you have, as an investigator, as an analyst, have to go through all these documents to make sense of it. This becomes very, very challenging, very, very time-consuming.
Since all communication between the user and website is encrypted and protected by its SSL certificate, the e-filing affords a greater level of anonymity.
One of the issues that have always been raised by compliance officers within the respective financial institutions, or rather the registered entities, is an issue of security. Not just security of the information coming to the FIU, but security, personal security of their person. So now with this system, the compliance officers are able now to remain at their desk and file these reports with us. They don't have to worry about reports being misplaced or dropped on the roadside or misplaced on the desk. They could stay at the desk right now. They don't have to expose themselves because we have taken it a step further and provided them with codes as well to anonymize their identities. So they now can utilize their codes. They don't have to use their names. We also provided codes to the institution itself, so the institution doesn't necessarily have to type in its name within a particular field on the system.
In other top stories, reformation of government services through ICT is one of the ways government's newly appointed Chief Personnel Officer suggests productivity can be increased in the public service. Gloria Joseph, who previously held the post of Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Planning, Economic Development and Investment, took up the job as Chief Personnel Officer on February 15. Joseph said Dominica needs to become a modern society with access to real-time information.
ICT has an increasing use in providing digital solutions, which have led to increased efficiency and business-centric delivery of services. This in itself has led to transformational government. The government used digital systems to transform the workplace or to reform the workplace. And the outcome is increased efficiency, increased productivity, real-time solutions, being able to provide more excellent customer service.
Joseph believes the use of technology in the workplace can enforce compliance of laws and regulations.
In the public service, we are undertaking a number of reforms. These are supported by the creation of the appropriate infrastructure, fiscal and legislative frameworks, the enabling environment, a competent workforce, among others. The global landscape has changed, and we can all attest to that. And the global landscape change has imposed on us the need for changing the modus operandi, the way we do things. And so we need to be in with the times. We need to be up to speed on the use of technology within the workplace.
It's a wrap on tax filing season as the Inland Revenue Department continues to calculate the number of taxpayers who filed their personal income tax returns manually and online. Friday was the deadline for individual and self-employed taxpayers to file taxes. The Inland Revenue Division expected over 8,000 individuals to file taxes at the end of this tax filing season. There was a decrease in the number of people coming into IRD's office to complete the process since increased awareness of the online e-filing system.
Persons who do not file, what we can do is to raise what we call an estimated assessment using their income and do an assessment for them where they would have to pay a late filing penalty. In the event that they have a tax balance, then they would be charged a 10% penalty and a 1% interest every month. The late filing penalty is based on the outstanding tax due based on your income. You will be charged 5% of that amount as a late filing penalty.
If you still owe taxes after filing, that means you paid less tax during the year than you owed for your income level. And if you do not file tax returns at all, you can risk facing court action.
We'll just estimate the assessments for at least 6 years. We can go back as far as 6 years according to the tax laws and do estimated assessments for you. We can take them to court for not making payments towards their tax arrears or their tax liabilities, and they would have to pay by one way or the other. They would have to make arrangement to pay after the court decision.
Persons can pay back taxes with their debit and credit cards via the IRD's e-filing portal. In more news, a high-ranking member of a credit union board is advocating for board positions to remain voluntary. Vice President of the Central Cooperative Credit Union and President of the Cooperative Societies League, Murphy Wallace, thinks that board members should not be paid to serve on credit union boards. Wallace's argument is that there are tremendous benefits in volunteering one's time, including developing your skills. He was at the time addressing a recently ended Credit Union Youth Summit under the theme, Volunteerism, the Way to Go.
Because in the age that we are living in now, quite a few persons are not really seeing it that way. For example, like when I was a young boy growing up, we know about Sister Alicia and all the different persons who started the credit union. And I have been involved in so many different voluntary organizations, all throughout my entire life. And but now young professionals, young persons that they are seeing different things like banks and those other persons that they have directors and they are getting a lot of money just to serve on those different boards. And even within the credit union movement now, you have had quite a number of persons trying to advocate in terms of payment for people that are presently volunteering their time, and their talents to really serve in those different areas. I am one of those that do not believe that we should be paid.
A board of directors is elected by members of the credit unions to run its affairs. Members are also elected to serve on a supervisory and compliance committee and credit committee.
They are not really persons that have a big salary or getting money to really do what they are really doing. They are volunteers that are really not receiving anything. They are volunteering their time, their talent, and their treasures in order to help to really build up those different organizations.
Police are investigating circumstances surrounding the death of a 25-year-old Dubla woman. Sainid Bertrand was found dead Sunday morning about 6:45 at her mother's home in Dubla. She was transported to the Accident and Emergency Department of Princess Margaret Hospital, where she was officially pronounced dead. Channel 5 News understands she suffered from seizures. She leaves behind a daughter. A post-mortem to determine the cause of her death will be carried out. Coming up, get a glimpse of the girls vying for the top spot in this year's Mayfest. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. Local agents of 2 internationally distributed food products recalled recently say local consumers have no reason to be alarmed. The Save-A-Lot store product, Wildwood brand frozen broccoli cuts, was recalled on Sunday due to listeria concerns. But a marketing representative of Save-A-Lot Dominica has confirmed that the particular product code for Wildwood broccoli cuts being recalled is not sold at the Dominican store. The bag code for those being recalled for fear of listeria contamination is A25335P or A15335P. In fact, Save-A-Lot's representative told Channel 5 News that line of wildwood broccoli cuts are not for export and only sold in the U.S. According to her, Save-A-Lot headquarters contacted the local store last week to verify that is so. Cans of Bumblebee Foods Chunk Light Tuna were also recalled 2 weeks ago. The recall is being initiated out of an abundance of caution due to the possible underprocessing of the affected products discovered by the co-packer during its routine quality audit. That is with respect to 3 specific product codes. Trade Director Mathan Walter told Channel 5 News after learning of the recall, an alert by the Consumer Affairs Division was circulated to the DAIC office to forward to all of its member supermarkets for requisite action. Walter says he also contacted a supermarket which has confirmed it did not have the particular batch of chunk light tuna in its stock. He says CARICOM also has a warning system which notifies government divisions on the recall of products, as was the case for this situation. Bumblebee Foods has said there have been no reports of illness associated with these products to date. And organizers of Mayfest say the pageant is one which promotes self-empowerment and also serves as an economic boost for the local community.
This year, 5 young ladies from Pageant to Wesley will compete for the title of Miss Mayfest. A motorcade will be held to launch each contestant in their representative communities. The 2016 Miss Mayfest pageant is scheduled for the 30th of April at 8 p.m. at Margot Fisheries Complex.
Over the years, we have had a number of contestants that participated in the Mayfest pageant going on to the National Queen Show. And we have seen that this pageant has helped to boost a lot of them confidence and also to encourage them to do better in their lives, in terms of a lot of them have gone into entrepreneurships, they have gotten scholarships, they have gotten job opportunities. So it is more or less empowering young women to want better and to achieve better.
Organizers say patrons look forward to Mayfest because it also stimulates economic activity even if it's on a small scale.
Well, we have a lot of people that look forward for that event because we have a lot of bars and we encourage people to come out if you have any products, anything that you like, local craft, anything that you sell, anything that you can do. Some people, especially the Monday, a lot of people do their nails, who do cosmetology, sorry. They come out that day to do those things. So whatever you have to offer, sell products, anything, you can come out on Monday and showcase that.
Mayfest activities will run from April 23 to May 2nd and include, among other things, an ecumenical service, national athletic competition, band splash, and family fun day. Mayfest now is in its 10th year and is held in collaboration with Margot Development Corporation.
That's news. Sports highlights next with Kenny Williams.
Hello everyone, and here are your sports highlights. We bowl off with cricket. An excited crowd at Kolkata joined with the Caribbean and Windies fans worldwide as the West Indies celebrated the men and women's 2016 World Cup Championships on Sunday. Following the Under-19's win in February, the women piled on an 8-wicket win over Australia, while the men defeated England by 4 wickets. This is the first time the West Indies women have won a World Cup final. The final scores: West Indies women 149 for 2, Australia 148 for 5. Meantime, in highlights from the men's game.
Oh, about him! What a beauty! Oh, gone! There's another. You just said he's not picking him. Oh, heaved into the leg side. Oh, West Indies, that helps. Oh, big shot. Huge shot. Where's it gone? Into the stands. Oh, it's high in the air again. Oh, it's 3 sixes. And that's his 18 gone. Carlos Brathwaite! Carlos Brathwaite! Remember the name!
And in the women's final.
Yeah, the charge is on. The charge is definitely on.
Could be a run out, should be a run out, not a run out, and the winning runs could come from an overthrow. And the West Indies, for the first time.
In the men's match, England was sent into bat and was limited to 155 for 9 as Carlos Brathwaite, 3 for 23, and Dwayne Bravo, 3 for 37, dismantled the English batting lineup. West Indies in their chase replied with 161 for 6 as Marlon Samuels led the way with 86 not out and Carlos Brathwaite 34 not out. With limited balls to spare, Brathwaite smashed 4 sixes just in time to help the Windies men lift the 2016 T20 trophy. Meantime, West Indies T20 captain Darren Sammy says, despite critics' comments about his team and their problems, their victory is proof of their ability to perform.
We had a lot of issues. We felt disrespected by our board. Mark Nicholas described our team as a team with no brains, and all these things before the tournament just brought this team together. And I want to really thank these 15 men, the ability to just put all those adversity aside, and to come out and display this type of cricket and play this type of cricket in front of such passionate fans.
Sammy says the Windies win at the final is for the fans and he is grateful for their support. However, he is dissatisfied with the West Indies Cricket Board.
This win we dedicated to all the fans in the Caribbean. Lastly, I really want to thank the heads of CARICOM. Throughout this tournament, they've been supporting the team. We've gotten emails, we've gotten calls. Prime Minister Mitchell, I know what he's trying to do, and I really want to thank him. He sent a very inspiring message for the team this morning, and I'm yet to hear from our own cricket board. That is very disappointing. And for today, I'm going to celebrate with these 15 men and this coaching staff. I don't know when I'm going to be playing with these guys again because we don't get selected for one-day cricket. We don't know when we're going to be playing T20. So this win, I want to thank you, my team. I want to thank you, coaching staff. Everybody know West Indies are champion.
Still in cricket, Dominica's ambassador to the OECS and CARICOM, Felix Gregoire, believes the Under-19's win in February was a springboard for the men and women's victories on Sunday. He said the youngsters' success has revamped cricket in the Caribbean.
The way the Under-19 team played the championship taught us a lesson. And when you listen to the captain of the West Indies team, seeing how team was inspired and motivated by the Under-19 team, then I believe that is true. And that really, the success of the Under-19 has changed the cricketing landscape in the Caribbean.
On the basketball scene, Thomas Felix stole the spotlight Sunday with 20 points, 4 rebounds and 4 assists to lead the Detroit Blazers to a 61-35 victory in the 2016 Flow DABA National League. Top scorer for Sonics was Leon Lawrence with 13 points and 12 rebounds. Meantime, in the other game, United Insurance Sharks bested Paybush Snipers 54-46. Ahmed Fagan got 15 points, 8 rebounds and 1 assist. Mohan Thomas also with 15 points had 7 rebounds and 1 assist for Snipers. Sharks' top scorer was Kerwan David with 13 points, 4 rebounds and 3 assists. Going back to cricket, Dominica defeated Grenada by 40 runs on Saturday in the Winlot Windward Islands Under-15 tournament. Dominica posted 101 for 8, Edgar Alexander 15 and Josle Valmont 12. Grenada replied with 61 all out. Savio Anselm took 4 for 19 and Malik Xavier 3 for 17 for Dominica. In their second game, the home team lost to St. Lucia by 3 runs, scored St. Lucia 81 for 9, Dominica 78 for 8. Veron Elize 23 and Josle Valmont 18 for Dominica. The competition continues Tuesday between Dominica and St. Vincent at Benjamin's Park and Grenada and St. Lucia at Windsor Park. Starting time is 9:30 a.m. Finally, in sports, there were 4 wins and 1 no-show in the National Leagues of the Dominica Football Association on the weekend. In the All-Island League, Goodwill All-Stars defeated Foncolay Classics United 4-0 at the Newtown playing field. Chris Weeks and Aston Robbins scored twice for Goodwill. Then over at Poirier playing field, South City All-Stars failed to show up for their match against Andy Williams Spartans. Meantime, on Sunday, Delton United defeated Haitian Angels 2-1 at Newtown. Fitzroy Williams and O'Neal Desiree scored for Delton United, while Mark Domney got 1 for Angels. Meanwhile, in the Domlec Women's League, Elijah Tit scored 5 for Dive Dominica Harlem United as her team hammered Bombers Starlight 7-0. And the New Generation Sports Club defeated Mawosoka Strikettes 3-1. That's all the sports for now. I am Kenny Williams. Join us again next time.
And the weather report is next.
Good evening and welcome to tonight's weather broadcast. I am your presenter, Annie Correct Joseph. We start off this evening by taking a look at some earlier satellite imagery, and what it showed is generally partly cloudy to cloudy skies across the area. Visible satellite imagery showed some multi-layered clouds across the islands. Radar imagery indicated some scattered showers across the area. Conditions for tonight, partly cloudy to cloudy at times with a few scattered showers. Similar conditions can be expected tomorrow. Sea conditions slight to moderate in open water with waves peaking near 5 feet. The next 3 days, fair to partly cloudy conditions can be expected on Wednesday and Thursday with few scattered showers. Taking a look at our seasonal forecast for the period April to June, above 2 normal rainfall totals can be expected. It is also anticipated that the 7 days wet spell is expected to increase. There are no drought concerns for Dominica for that period. The seasonal temperature outlook for the 3-month period is expected to be above 2 normal. Across the region tomorrow, the Atlantic high pressure system will result in fair to partly cloudy conditions with some scattered showers across the northern and central portion of the chain. However, generally cloudy skies with scattered showers can be expected across the extreme southern portion. On the international scene, partly cloudy conditions in New York and London, clear skies in Miami and Beijing, and some rain in Caracas. The sun will rise tomorrow at 5:57 a.m. and set at 6:19 p.m. For updated information, visit our website at weather.gov.dm or call the weather hotline at 447-5555. Thank you for viewing and join us next time. Good night.
To end the news, the headlines again. The introduction of an e-filing system speeds up investigations by the Financial Intelligence Unit. The use of ICT expected to boost productivity within the public service, and supermarket customers exhale as they are reassured their food items purchased locally are not contaminated. Feel free to contact us at news@mon4thApril2k16News.com and watch our past newscasts on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the production team, I am Idona Jean-Baptiste. To our viewers around the world, thanks for watching. Join us next time.